All right, today we're learning about how to make your employer your business sponsor. Now, this is going to be spicy, all right, because I'm literally going to break down all the ways that you can use your employer to essentially sponsor your business entrepreneur dreams, and also how you can collaborate together, right? Because this is not a give and take opportunity here. This is an opportunity for you to be a better professional. This is an opportunity for you to show up as your best self, both for your employer as well as your business. So we're going to break this down. Good morning, y'all. And for those who don't know me, welcome. My name is Victoria Jen Rodriguez, and I'm a corporate hustler turned serial entrepreneur. So what exactly does that mean? So that means I was in corporate for 15 plus years, and I worked on Wall Street. I worked in consumer product goods. I worked in healthcare. I worked in pharma. Good morning, everybody. Let me know where you're tapping in from. I worked in pharma. I worked in Washington, D.C. and Albany on legislation. So my corporate background when I was working for somebody else is quite diverse. I was in there for about 15 years. And then 5 years ago, I decided to bet 1,000% on me and become a full-time entrepreneur. And 5 years later, I have launched 2 successful 6-figure businesses. About to launch my third. Well, not about to launch a bird. I have launched my third, which is the Dare to Leap Academy. All right, Atlanta, by way of New York, I see you. And so there's a couple of things that I've learned along the way, especially when I was in corporate, because my first business, I started as a side hustle when I was still in corporate. What's up, everybody who's checking in? Let me know where you are checking in from. It's so good to see everybody. Good morning. Good morning. So, when I was in corporate, I started my first business as my side hustle. And there were several things that I did while I was still in corporate to make myself, position myself essentially for success when I decided to go full time into entrepreneurship. And this is the strategy that I teach everyone, especially the students in my Dare to Leap Academy, is I want you guys to have a plan before you decide to give your job the deuces. So regardless of, how upset you are, or regardless of, how ready you are to give your job the deuces because you're just fed up and you're sick and tired and you're ready to go, I challenge you, right, to focus on the mission and not your feelings. Somebody write that in the chat. Focus on your mission and not the feelings, right? Focus on the mission and not your feelings. Focus on the mission, not your feelings. And that's something that I constantly have to say to myself even now, but more so when I was in corporate looking to make the transition. Because it's, a lot of us, we're human, right? And a lot of us, especially women, we tend to make decisions based on feelings and emotions. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing. We just have to be mindful of when it makes the most sense, right? So my strategy is always to make sure that you have a plan before you leave your job, right? Before you leave your 9 to 5, before you leave your corporate gig. Always making sure that you have a plan in place, right? I always say that failing to plan is planning to fail, right? So it's really important for you to set yourself up, right? Set yourself up for that layup, right? Set yourself up for that dunk, all of that stuff, right? Set yourself up for success. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about how can you set yourself up for success now, while you're still working for somebody else, still in corporate, still in the 9 to 5 grind. How can you position yourself for success now so that you can reap the rewards later? And at the same time, how can you grow as a professional, as a leader, as a person, so that when you do decide to go full time into entrepreneurship, you're good. You've got training under your belt, right? You've got training under your belt to position you for success. Does that make sense? So write a number 1, guys, if you guys are ready for this, because I'm about to drop my tips on how to use your employer, make your employer your first business sponsor. So write it in the chat, a number 1. while I drink this cafecito. All right. And these tips that I'm teaching you guys, okay, are literally things that I did before I left corporate, right? So was in corporate 15 plus years. 5 years ago, decided to give them the deuces and bet on me. And I've been a full-time entrepreneur ever since. So the steps that I'm going to share with you are steps that I actually took while I was still in corporate that allowed me to make the successful transition into entrepreneurship. There's a science here. There's a game here. And I'm about to put you on game. Okay? So let's talk about the first step in this process of how to make your employer your business sponsor. And by the way, guys, make sure you have your pen, make sure you have your notepad, because we're about to get into it. And I want you to understand that what I'm about to share with you, literally, guys, every single past employer of mine is now a client of mine. I'm going to say that again. Every single past employer of mine. So I worked at Morgan Stanley. I worked at Johnson & Johnson. I worked at Bristol Myers Squibb. I worked in Albany and Washington. I've worked at, where else have I worked? Lehman Brothers, but you know the story with Lehman Brothers, unfortunately. But literally every past employer, and those are all Fortune 500, big organizations, are now my clients. So how did I do that? How did I manage to do that? The way that I managed to do that is what I'm going to drop game on you right now, guys, all right? Because I took these steps in order to position myself, right, as somebody that they can do business with, okay? So let's get into it. All right, so the first step here, guys, and this is a super, super important step that a lot of people try to skip because they try to wing it and they try to be, go with the wind, fabulous, and it ends up coming to bite them in the ass. And the first step is clarity. Clarity. Ooh, do you guys know that my word for 2022 is clarity? It is clarity, right? Because when we have clarity, we've got direction. When we've got clarity, we've got focus, right? When we've got clarity, we know what the hell that we're doing. And so it allows us to position ourselves for success, right? What's up, everybody that's tapping in? Let me know where you are tapping in from. So this first step of clarity, and what I mean by clarity is before you can start making any type of ask or any type of request, you need to be clear on what it is that you want. Like, what the hell do you want? And when I say what you want, I don't mean what, somebody on social media told you should be doing, right? Or, one of these YouTube stars that you're listening to and you're like, oh yeah, that sounds really good and they made it, so I might as well follow what they're doing. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, what do you want? Everybody that's got their pen and their notepad, I want you to write in your book really big. What do I want? Question mark. What do I want? Question mark. And really sit with that for a second and think about what it is that you want, right? And the best way for you to get some sense about this is to think about, okay, what are the type of businesses that you're thinking about starting? Or maybe you've started your business already, right? So if you started your business already and you have an idea of what it is that you want to do, what do you need in order for you to be the best that you can be, right? What do you need? What do you want in order for you to be the best that you need, right? So you got to get clear on that first. So when I was in corporate and I was thinking about what do I need? I knew at the time that I needed to build a client portfolio, right? Which means that I needed exposure, right? I needed to get in front of people. I needed to expand my network, right? So how can I expand my network for my business while I was still working for somebody else, right? That was what I was trying to figure out. Right? And so I said, okay, what can I do now where I can represent my employer, but still be able to build relationships that I know will help me once I go into entrepreneurship full time, right? Because it's an opportunity to build, right? To create and foster relationships. So I thought about where could I go? How could I do this? Now, my last corporate role, before I left corporate, I was the head of talent management for Johnson & Johnson. So what that means is I was always on the road. I was at conferences all the time. I was speaking on panels all the time. And so these were things that my employer was paying for me to do because essentially I was there representing my employer, right? So, okay. So I'm going to be at these conferences where I know key decision makers are going to be. What's up, Troy? Where I know key decision makers are going to be. So I can essentially use this to A, build relationships, of course, for my employer because I'm still working. I still have to perform, right? But also plant seeds and build relationships and build trust with people so that when I started doing this full time on my own and had my own business, I can tap back into those people and say, hey, I'm no longer working with Johnson & Johnson, but this is my new venture. How can I help you? See that? How can I help you? So I essentially made the relationship while I was on my employer's dime, but it was a relationship that I knew I had a long-term objective for, right? I had a long-term vision of how I was going to use this relationship to help me when I launched my own business, right? And that's why it's so important for you to have that first step of clarity figured out, so that you're able to map this out and get very strategic and intentional about how you are spending your time and where you are spending your time and what you can get your employer to sponsor you for. All right. Now, I want to make sure that I set this foundation and make this very, very clear. Nobody in their right mind is going to pay for you to get any type of development or pay for you to go to any conference or anything like that unless you are performing. Okay, so if you're a low performer or if your manager is not pleased with what you have going on at work, given your performance, they're not going to try to support you because you haven't shown the business case as to why that they should through your performance. Does that make sense? So you have to make sure that you're performing, right? You have to make sure that you are doing the damn thing, that you're considered high potential talent. And the way for you to discover that, if you don't know, because technically you should know if you're doing the damn thing at the office, okay? You should know, right? Meaning people are giving you the praise, people are giving you the raises, right? They're giving you the promotions because you are performing and you are delivering. That's where you want to be. So before you start making any type of requests, you got to make sure that you're top tier, that you're performing at a top level, because it'll be easier for them to say yes to you when you make the ask, okay? So we got to make sure that we're performing at a top tier level. Shout out to everybody in the check-in. Let me know where you're checking in from when you join. All right, so that's foundation. That's like numero uno. That's the basics. You got to make sure that you are performing top tier in order to make any request of anybody and for them to say yes, right? And the objective is for them to say yes, okay? So first step, clarity. Somebody write in the chat, clarity. So I know you guys are hearing me. Now, once you get the clarity and you understand what it is that you need and what it is that you want to do, right? Because again, this is long-term thinking. What's up, Pennsylvania? I see you. Nebraska. Ooh, I love it. Right? You have to think as a long-term strategic thinker. And this is really good practice for you once you go into business full time, or even if you have your side hustle right now. You have to be thinking about tomorrow, not just today. That's the difference between working for somebody else and working for yourself, is you have to be thinking about tomorrow and not just today. Good morning. All right, BA, I see you in the building, right? You have to be thinking about tomorrow and just not today, right? That's what it means to be a CEO. Long-term thinking. So while you're still in your 9 to 5, while you're still working from corporate, you're thinking about what is the long-term goal, right? Focus on the mission, right? What is the mission? And that clarity piece is really going to help you think about what is that mission. So that's the first step. Now, the second step is for you to have a development conversation with your manager, right? And this is really a test to see where you are in the organization if you're unclear. So this is a really great way for you to find out like how people really feel about your performance if you're unclear. And right now, this time of year, those conversations should already be happening, right? So either they happened in Q4 around December or they're happening now in Q1, right? So take advantage of that, right? And ask questions, right? Ask questions when you're in these development conversations. And if you don't have one already on calendar, make one, right? Put the one-on-one, request the one-on-one meeting with your manager. And I don't want you to be nervous. I don't want you to be scared about this because again, guys, this is all good practice for you. This is all good practice for you for when you go out and you do this full time, right? And you become your own boss. So this is great practice for you, right? Having uncomfortable conversations, great practice for you. Asking for feedback, great practice for you. I cannot tell you how many times I ask my clients for feedback all the time. I ask them for feedback because with that feedback is golden. I need that feedback, right? I need to know if I'm performing good. I need to know if they're feeling like I delivered, right? I need to know if there's an area of opportunity that I need to focus on, right? I need to know these things in order for me to deliver at my best. So by you requesting this one-on-one with your manager and having this development conversation and asking for feedback, it's great practice for you. And that's how you have to start thinking about this. How can I use me working for somebody else right now, right? Whether I'm in corporate, in the 9-to-5 grind, how can I use this opportunity as practice, right? This is about you training. This is you in training right now. So that when you go into entrepreneurship full time, you are set up for success. Right? Because you've gotten that training. And the beautiful thing about it is your employer is paying for you to get that training, right? You're essentially getting paid to train up, right? That salary, those benefits that you are getting, you're getting trained up, right? Because let me tell you something, guys. When you decide to go out on your own, you pay for everything. Everything. Okay? You pay for everything. So while you're still in corporate, while you're still working for somebody else, let them pay for everything. Your salary is not for you to pay your bills. Your salary is for you to get leveled up, is for you to develop, right? So you can be your best once you decide to go out on your own. What's up, everybody? Let me know where you're checking in from when you're here. Okay, so second step, have the development conversation, right? Now, what type of questions do you ask when you're having the development conversations? Well, the questions that you ask are, hey, I just wanted to know, how do you think about my performance? How am I delivering? You know, what is the team saying about me? I just really want to make sure that I'm performing at my best and I'm providing as much value as possible because I really appreciate the partnership and the opportunity to work at this organization and also to work with you on your team. Now, why are you positioning it like that? Why are you saying it like that? Peep game, y'all. The reason why you're asking them for feedback on your performance is because you want them to say to you, you're incredible. You're one of the best people on this team. We're so lucky to have you. You knocked it out of the park on XYZ project, last quarter. And the reason why you want them to say that out loud to you is because you want them psychologically in their head, in case they forgot for any moment in time, to remind them that you're badass. Remind them that you're an asset to them. Remind them that you're an asset to the organization, right? Because remember, guys, you're going to ask for something. So this is about psychology, right? Negotiation psychology. Again, great practice for when you go into entrepreneurship full time, right? Again, great practice. So this is a negotiation tactic. You want them to say how amazing you are. So you're going to ask those questions during the development conversation. Now, after they say how great you are, and remember what I said earlier, guys, the first step, the foundational piece is making sure you're performing top tier. Because if you're not performing top tier, they're not going to pay for you to do anything, right? So you got to make sure that you're top tier. So if you're not top tier, that's the first position, is making sure that you show up with a different attitude and that you show up ready to play the game. Because remember, guys, this is a long-term play that you have right now. right? A long-term play is how can you collaborate with your current employer to be your business sponsor? Long-term play, okay? So boom, they're saying how amazing you are. Then you want to say, well, hey, listen, I appreciate that feedback. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I'm performing, right? I'm glad that I'm performing at this level. And I actually want to perform even better. You know, there's some areas of opportunity that I've identified, right? Areas of opportunity is a different way of saying weaknesses, right? I like saying area of opportunity because it sounds more positive, and it's more palatable, right? So, you know, I've identified some areas of opportunity that I really want to hone in on so that I can be a better manager, so that I can be a better team player, so that I can pay attention to detail, whatever it is, right? That's what you want to make sure that you're positioning it as, right? You want to get better, right? You want them to get better. Fierce Leadership Coaching says she did this in corporate, had them pay for my development while there, didn't even realize I was doing some strategic shit when doing this. Yes, long-term play, guys, okay? So you're like, I need to develop more. I want to do more. Now, before you go into this development conversation, there's things that you need to prepare for in advance, right? And I gave you that first step is the clarity piece. In this clarity piece is what you're identifying as what you need and what it is that you want to do. So that when you go into this development conversation, you're prepared, right? So let's say some examples of what you tell them you need. You'd be like, hey, I saw this conference that I would really like to attend because there's going to be panel discussions on executive presence. There's going to be panel discussions on, you know, networking up and down, how to be a better leader, right? How to manage my time better, right? And why do you want to go to that conference? Again, you're thinking strategically, y'all. At that conference, you're going to not only train up on how to be a better leader so that when you're hiring people to your team as an entrepreneur, you're good to go, right? You want to also go to that conference because it's an opportunity for you to build relationships. Now, you're going to tell your boss, this is a great opportunity for me to build relationships across the industry and outside of the industry so that I'm able to pull best practices that I can bring back here to the team, right? Pull best practices that I can bring back here to the team to help us strategically, you know, set ourselves up to win or outbeat the competition, right? You always want to position it as you are doing this so that you can bring back more value to the organization. That's how you're positioning the business case. You're bringing back more value to the organization, right? That's how they're going to say yes. But in your mind, you're thinking about, oh, if I go to this conference, this is a great place for me to potentially meet some potential clients, right? For me to build up my client portfolio, right? For me to plant a seed and foster and cultivate relationships, right? This is also an opportunity for them to see me in action, right? The people that you meet at these conferences, they're going to see you in action, right? So it's an opportunity for you to build your reputation and build rapport, right? And build rapport with these people, right? So that you are able to show them what you got before you start your business, right? Show them what you got before you start your business so that they see you in action. So when you go out on your own and you give them that call like, hey, I'm no longer working for Johnson & Johnson. I started my own venture. Would love to talk about how I can add value to what you are working on right now. There's already a familiarity. I can say that word fast 10 times. There's already rapport, right? There's already people feeling like trust in you, right? You've already built up credibility, okay? So you're going to be asking conferences for you to go to. Some other examples that you can request are to join memberships or associations, right? So for example, if there's like a coaching program that you want to be a part of, let your employer pay for you to be a part of that coaching program, right? Let your employer pay for you to be a part of that coaching program. And the way you position it is by getting into this coaching program, right? By getting into this coaching program, I'm going to be able to be more confident in my delivery during presentations, right? By joining this coaching program, I'm going to be part of a community and a network of women who are doing incredible things that can motivate me and increase my emotional intelligence, right? And it's good for my mental health. Guys, right now, a lot of organizations are focusing on mental and emotional wellness. So use that to your advantage. All those PR releases that your organization might have made around the pandemic about how they're investing in their employees, right? About how they plan to, develop their employees, right? Pay attention to that, because you could use those talking points to your advantage when you're in your meeting, right? When you're in your meeting, so that it can help you build the business case for them to say yes, to pay, right? So memberships, associations are great examples. I have the Dare to Leap Academy and a number of women who joined the Dare to Leap Academy. Now, the Dare to Leap Academy is teaching women how to transition from corporate to entrepreneurship. But in the academy, we focus on mindset, we focus on business fundamentals, we focus on social media, building a personal brand. So those are all things that add value to the organization that they're working at right now. So when they go and request their organization to pay for them to participate in the Dare to Leap Academy, they're not saying, oh, pay for me to be a part of this program that's going to teach me how to leave you and start my own business. No. That's not what they're saying. That's not how they're positioning it. Remember, you're always positioning it as what is in it for them. Again, always positioning it as what is in it for them. Same thing you're going to do as an entrepreneur, right? As an entrepreneur, the way you're going to position any programs, any products, any services that you have is not how good it is for you. You're going to position it as how good it is for them, right? For them. That's how you're going to position it, okay? So that's how I want you to be thinking about this. What is in it for them? Because if you position it as what is in it for them, it makes it easier for them to say yes. Copy? Write in the comments copy if you guys are following along and if you are finding value in this. Write copy in the comments. Copy in the comments. So I know you guys are here with me. All right. So let's move things along. So you're telling them to go to conferences. You're asking them to pay for memberships and associations, right? You're also asking them to pay for you to go speak on panels, right? To go speak on panels at events that you know are going to position you as an expert, right? That are going to position you as an expert, right? That's the type of things you want to go to. This live just blew up crazy. Anybody else noticing that? Right? So you want to ask them, can you pay for me to go sit on this panel? Of course, you're representing the firm, right? You're representing the firm. So what is in it for them, right? Sorry, guys. Right? You're saying what's in it for them in order for them to want to pay for you to go sit on this panel. But really, you sitting on that panel, who's your audience? Your audience, right? If you're thinking long term, your audience are people that are going to be decision makers to write you a check for your business, right? So you sitting on panels is you getting credibility. You sitting on panels is you showing up as an expert, right? You sitting on panels is you positioning yourself, right? Positioning yourself to win, right? That's how you're showing up on panels. That's why you want to go and sit on panels. And again, what is this, guys? Great practice for you. This is great practice for you. Because remember, this is training season. You're in training season right now. You're in boot camp. When you're working for somebody else, you're in boot camp. Because the objective should be, how can I use this opportunity to become a better professional, right? How can I use this opportunity to become a better professional? That's how you should be thinking about this stuff, guys. Yo, my life is going insane right now. I got 200 plus people on this live. I don't know if somebody shared this live. I don't know what's going on. But I want to make sure you guys are here with me and you hear me out, all right? Especially from my writers who were here from the beginning, right? When you're in the 9-to-5 grind, when you're in corporate, you're in training. And that's how you have to think about it. You're using each other, right? Your employer is using you to come in, perform a job, to help them contribute to the ROI, right? To help them expand, to help them scale up, right? So they're using you and you're using them. You're using them for a salary. You're using them for professional development, right? You're using them for credibility, right? Put it on LinkedIn that you worked for them, right? So it is a win-win relationship, right? So I challenge you, if you're in a job right now and you're feeling used and abused, I want you to think about, well, hold up. This is a collaboration. This is a partnership, right? This is a collaboration. This is a partnership. How can I use, right? How can I use this partnership to my advantage, right? How can I use this partnership to my advantage? What's up, India? What's up, Japan? I like my international familia on the check-in, right? How can I use this partnership to my advantage? That's how I want you to think about this. Write copy in the comments if you hear me on this. Write copy in the comments if you hear me on this. It's supposed to be a win-win relationship, okay? Win-win relationship. Yo, these comments right now, I don't know what the hell is going on right now. These comments are crazy. Write copy. So I know you guys hear me on this. For those who are focused on what we are here for today. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the next step that you can do, right? And then I'm going to open it up for some Q&A, guys. And I also have a special announcement that I'm going to share with you guys. So if you guys are vibing to this and you are finding value, please share this live out. Let people know that this is going on. Let people know that some major gems are being dropped right now. Okay. So let's talk about the next step. The next step is for you to network internally. Network internally, okay? Network internally at your current organization, right? Because people at your current organization, again, this is you thinking long term. You thinking long term means that your employer is going to be your client one day, right? If it aligns with what you are doing, right? So by you thinking long term, right, you need people to know you. And you need them to know that you're a high performer. You need them to know that you have a reputation of delivering and executing excellence, right? You need them to know this, right? You need them to know that you're top tier, right? You need them to know that you out here, okay? You need them to know that. So you need to network internally so that people position you as an expert. People position you as somebody with credibility and you have a reputation, right? Because by you networking internally, when you come back, when you go out and you start your own business and you're doing this full time and you come back, people already know you. People already know your name. They know about you already, right? And the goal is to always have as many brand ambassadors internally as possible for you. You want them to talk about you when you're no longer in the room, right? You want them to talk about you when you are no longer in the room. So you need to network internally, right? You need to network internally so that people recognize what's going on, all right? You need to network internally, okay? So building relationships internally is key. The other reason why you want to build relationships internally is because you want to understand what are the area of opportunities at the organization. What are the gaps, right? What are the gaps? What are the gaps that you can fill in, right? Given your business model. What are the gaps, right? So this is about you getting educated. This is about you getting as much information as possible, right? This is about you, again, you're in training. It's training season, right? It's training season. And so you want to get as much information as possible. You want to understand what's happening with the organization so you can be their go-to. So how did I make each of my past employers my clients today is because when I was still in corporate, when I was still working for them, I asked questions. And I said, hey, what are you struggling with? What is the challenge right now? What do you wish you had a solution to, like yesterday, right? And having my finger on the pulse of those challenges is key. Because people pay you when they are clear that you understand their problem. People pay you when you are clear, when they are clear that you understand their problem, right? They want to know that you get it, right? They want to know that you get them, right? Because if you understand their problem, then you can position yourself as the solution provider. Write in the comments, solution provider. In the comments, solution provider. Right? This is what I want you to write. Solution provider. This is what you should be thinking. This should be like your North Star. How can I be a solution provider? Solution provider. And this is going to serve you well when you're working in the 9-to-5 grinds, when you're still working in corporate, right? And also when you go out and you do your own thing. Because you should always be thinking about how can I be a solution provider to my clients, right? How can I be a solution provider for my clients? Write in the comments, solution provider, solution provider. That is what you should be focusing on, okay? And then the final step here is reputation. Reputation. Y'all, your reputation is everything. All right? Your reputation is everything. You need to guard that with like your life. Your reputation is everything. Reputation is everything. Okay, guys? So you need to make sure that even though you might hate your job right now, even though you might be fed up, you tired, right? You're just over it. Even though you might be feeling that way right now, you don't want to do anything that's going to tarnish your reputation. All right? You don't want to do anything that's going to tarnish your reputation. Why? Because you're thinking long term, right? You're in the long term game here. Okay? You're thinking long term. So when you're thinking long term, you're not thinking about how you feel today. You're thinking about how you're going to feel in the future. When you're winning, running a profitable business. And it's important that people don't look at you as somebody who is constantly complaining, somebody who is constantly frustrated, somebody who's not happy, somebody who, walks around like they want to shoot themselves, who's like stuck in misery. No, that's not the impression you want to leave in people's mind. Even people that you really don't care about. Doesn't matter. This is about your reputation. This is about how you carry yourself, right? With pedigree, right? Have respect for yourself, right? You're a professional. You're a boss, right? That's how you want to be remembered. That's how you want to be perceived. That's how you want people to think about you, right? I'm a boss, right? I'm a boss. Okay? And so your reputation is everything. So I'm going to do a quick summary of all of these steps while I put in this website here, guys. So I'm about to drop this crazy announcement on you, and I'm so excited. Hold on, let me write this here. I think this is it. Yes. All right, so let me pin this here. Hold on, where I'm at. All right, pin comment. Here you go. Boom. So let me do a recap of these steps for you guys. So first step, clarity. Clarity. You got to know what you want in order to make the ask, right? You got to know what it is that you want. So sit down with yourself and ask yourself what it is that I want. What do I need right now to position myself for success? Okay. 2, have the development conversation, right? Request to sit down with your manager and ask them how you are performing. You want them to say to you that you're an incredible performer, that you're killing it, you're doing the damn thing, you're an asset to the team, you're an asset to the organization. Because once they say that, then you can go in and make the ask, right? It'll be easier for them to say yes. 3rd is you want to go to conferences, right? You want to go to conferences. You want to build relationships with as much people as possible. You want to join memberships, associations, have your organization pay for you to join these memberships and associations. Make this a part of your development plan for the year, right? Development plan for the year. And as I said, organizations right now are paying crazy amount of money to invest in their employees because the Great Recession is happening right now. The Great Resignation is happening right now. People are leaving their jobs, quitting. Organizations are struggling to retain their talent, right? It's an employee market right now. Use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. All right? Use that to your advantage. Okay? Sit on panels. Every opportunity that you have to position yourself as an expert, take advantage of that. Every opportunity that you have to position yourself as an expert, take advantage of that. Network internally. Make sure everyone in that organization knows who you are, that you're a badass, that you're a boss, you're an executor, you get shit done, you deliver always, you're smart, right? You're a great relationship builder, okay? And then the last one is reputation. Guard that shit. Guard your reputation with everything, y'all. Guard your reputation, okay? Make sure you guard it with everything that you have in you. Guard your reputation, all right? All right, so I hope this was helpful to you guys. Write a number 1 if this was helpful. Write a number 1 in the comments if this was helpful. Write a number 1 in the comments if this was helpful. So I know that you guys found value in this. All right, awesome. So the next thing I want to tell you guys about is I have a big event coming up, March 12th to the 13th, a virtual event. And at this event, I'm going to teach you how to sell to corporate and government agencies so that you can secure 5- and 6-figure contracts, right? So I put the link here. I pinned it here. So if you go to victoriajen.com/bigbag, that is the event where I'm going to teach you how to secure big contracts. So guys, in my career, when I got into business, my first year in business, my first 6 months in business, I was able to secure the biggest 6-figure contract of my life. It was also the most money that I've ever made in my life. And I was already making 6 figures. So 5 months in to working, I came across this opportunity for me to work on a project that was paying 6 figures. It was a 5-month project. 5-month project, y'all. And these people paid me $150,000 to work on this project. All right. $150,000 to work on this project for 5 months. That's what people make in a year. Hell, people don't even make that in a year. And this is the type of money and opportunity that is available out there when you do business with corporate and when you do business with government agencies. And so when I learned that game, I was like, wait, hold up. Like, I need to focus on going after that corporate money. Like, I need to focus on selling to corporate and government agencies and getting 5 and 6 figure contracts, right? I'm not playing small. No. I'm playing big. I'm going after big money. And I want to teach you how you can go after big money. Now, this event is good for you if you're a current entrepreneur, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, if you're looking to transition out of your 9-to-5, out of corporate, and become a full-time entrepreneur in the next 12 months, this event is for you. Because what did I say? You're in training season right now. You're in development season right now, right? You're trying to grow right now, right? This is the season you're in right now so that you can position yourself for success when you go into entrepreneurship full-time. If you're already an entrepreneur and you're struggling to make money, you're struggling to create sustainability, you're struggling to create consistency in how you are getting paid, you can do this by going after corporate and government agency money. The opportunity is there. The opportunity is there. You just got to learn the game on how to go after this type of opportunity. So go to this website, buy your ticket. I'm making the announcement for the event right now on this live. So they're on pre-sale right now, which means that a limited time only, they're going to be on pre-sale. The tickets are $100 for general admission for those who want to come. That's the pre-sale price. After the pre-sale price, the price is going to go up to $150. There's also a VIP option. So let's talk about these two price levels real quick. So everybody who joins coming in at the general admission, you guys get access to the 2-day event. It's a 2-day virtual event. You get access to a private Facebook group and the community. So everyone else who's participating in the event, you have access to, right? Networking, relationship building. These are potential clients of yours, right? Potential collaborators of yours, potential business partners of yours. You get exclusive access to the hashtag Secure the Big Bag workbook, which is a 30-page workbook, which is your complete guide on how to secure 5 and 6 figure contracts. And we're going to go through that workbook live during the event. There's prompts in there. You know, this event is not going to be just me lecturing to you guys. No, this event is going to be us working together for you to get clarity, for you to get strategy, for you to have a plan of action, a plan of attack. That's what's going down at this event, all right? So it's not just me preaching to you. We're actually going to be doing work together during this event, and that workbook is going to help us do that. You also will get 7-day access to the replays of everything that goes down in the mini mastermind. So that's at the general admission level, which pre-sale is open right now. That's $99. So I suggest you go run and you get your ticket right now. I've pinned the link below. Get your ticket because once 50 seats are sold out, I'm only giving 50 tickets out at this level. So once those are sold out, that's it. They're gone. The pre-sale is over and it's back to general admission at $150. Now, there is a VIP option. There's a VIP option to the event. So at the VIP level, you get everything that you get at the general admission level. So you get to attend the 2-day event. You get access to the private Facebook group. You get the workbook. But with the VIP level, instead of 7 days of replays to the mini mastermind, you get 30 days. 30 days of replays to the mini mastermind. You're also going to get 3 sales scripts. 3 sales scripts that you can use to book high value meetings with hard to reach executives. Now, these sales scripts are sales scripts that I use right now, currently today, to lock in 5 and 6 figure contracts. It's what I use today. And I'm giving this to you at the VIP level so that you can get access to these hard to reach executives, right? Executives who actually are going to write you checks, executives who are going to help you make decisions, who are going to help you get this money, right? Because they actually have the influence and they can make decisions like that, okay? You're also going to get my Networking to Profit on-demand training, where you will learn how to create and foster profitable relationships. So that's what you get at the VIP level. All right, guys. So there's two levels: the general admission level, which is on pre-sale right now for $100, $99, or you can get the VIP. If you are thinking about, general admission or VIP, VIP is helpful if you are ready to level all the way up when it comes to securing these contracts. All right. When it comes to securing these contracts. Also, the VIP really allows you to have access to all of the replays so you can cross-reference. If you miss a session, you can always go back and not miss. You'll also have access to the community for a full 30 days after the event as well. So anyone that you met and you're like, oh, damn, I wish I got their LinkedIn, or oh, damn, I wish I got their contact info. The VIP allows you to do that for a longer period of time. All right. So that's the event. So let's talk about who should attend and then what you're going to learn at the event. Also, I can see live here who signs up. So if anybody joins while we're in this live right now, I would love to go live with you and ask you why you decided to purchase your ticket to come to this event. All right, so let's talk about who should attend and what you're going to learn at this event. So who should attend? Corporate professionals and those in the 9-to-5 grind who want to transition to entrepreneurship in the next 12 months. Aspiring entrepreneurs who want to create additional streams of income for themselves. And entrepreneurs who have been in business less than 5 years and need help scaling up their business. That's who should attend. So if that's you, if you're listening to me, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, if you're looking to make the transition to entrepreneurship, right? This is for you. And guys, remember, training season. Those that win and those who are able to get where they're trying to go at an accelerated rate are those that learn and invest in their education. You have to invest in your education. Your education is everything. That's how people make it. It's because they know the game. They know the game. They know the strategy. Last year I spent over $20,000 on education for my business because I needed to learn the game, right? I needed to learn the game. I needed to figure out how the hell am I going to do this, right? How am I going to do this? And this is what you guys need to do. You need to learn the game, all right? What you will learn. So you're going to learn how to sell yourself using my proven "my money is in my story" framework. You're going to learn how to package your no-brainer offer, making it easy for executives to write you a 5- and 6-figure check. You're going to learn how to get certified as a woman business enterprise or as a woman or a minority business enterprise, right? So this is going to be online. This is a virtual event, y'all. Online, so you can join anywhere in the world. No excuses. It's a virtual event. March 12th to the 13th, which is a weekend, and it's 2 hours each day. 2 hours each day. So March 12th, 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern. March 13th, 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern. All right? And I separated it like that because I want you guys to be able to reflect and do work. And I did it on a weekend so that you don't have to worry about work. You don't have to worry about anything. It's only 2 hours. So tell the hubby, tell the kids, tell everybody, listen, for these 2 hours, I'm booked on that Saturday and Sunday. Okay, guys? So it's online. And then you're also going to learn how to build credibility, especially in saturated markets. Especially in saturated markets. So a lot of you want to be coaches. A lot of you want to be consultants. A lot of you, want to sell products. A lot of you want to go into businesses that are in markets that are saturated. So how do you separate yourself from the competition, right? How do you build that credibility, right? That's what you're going to learn at this event as well. It's like when you walk down the bread aisle in a supermarket and you see all these different brands of bread and you're just like, how the hell are all these damn companies successful? Like, how are they able to stay alive when there's so much competition in this aisle? That's what you're going to learn at this event as well, okay? So guys, pre-sale is on right now. You guys are getting the first dibs on this. I haven't sent it out to my email list yet. I haven't made any public announcements on social media. I wanted to announce it to everybody who dedicated time to come to this live, who, took the time out to spend their morning with me today. I wanted to make the announcement to you guys first. So pre-sale is live right now. So the link is there. So go make your purchase, get your ticket, because as I said, I'm only offering 50 seats at the pre-sale price, and the pre-sale ends at midnight tonight, guys. So ends at midnight. So we got a timestamp here, okay? Ends at midnight tonight. So if you're thinking about coming, now is the time to come, because after that, we're closing the pre-sale and the price is going to go back up. So get access to the pre-sale right now. Don't wait. Do it ahoras. And I can't wait to welcome you guys. I'm so excited about this event because I cannot tell you how many people in my DMs always asking me, how do you sell to corporate and government agencies? How do you secure these 5- and 6-figure contracts? Because they see on my social media, I'm working with Amazon, I'm working with BlackRock, I'm working with Facebook, I'm working with Johnson & Johnson, I'm working with Morgan Stanley, I'm working with all these big organizations, Google, iHeartRadio, right? I'm working with all these organizations. They're my clients. They're writing me 5- and 6-figure checks. I'm doing keynotes, right? I'm delivering workshops and they're paying me. Guys, my minimum to go in and teach a 1-hour class is $15K. $15K. These organizations are paying me $15K. They can pay you this too. There's money out there. And guys, if you're a woman, if you're a minority woman, right now is the best time for you to get educated on how you can do business with corporate and government agencies. Because all of these organizations have dedicated huge budgets to women and minority-owned businesses. There's so many programs available right now for you to take advantage of that I'm involved in. I'm taking advantage of. I just joined the program with Ernst & Young. Ernst & Young, to do business with Ernst & Young. EY, right? A big tax company. And it was because they started this program. They started this program to work with women and minority-owned businesses. And so now I'm doing business with them, right? And so you need to learn this game. Like, you need to understand the plays so you set yourself up for success. So even if you're not an entrepreneur right now, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, you need to know this game. You need to know the plays. You need to know the strategy so that you can be intentional about the moves that you're making and you're not out here winging it, because it's a waste of time. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to become overwhelmed. You're going to want to give up, right? You're going to want to give up because you're like, oh my God, this is too hard. And the reason why it's hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard. Entrepreneurship is hard. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's the hardest thing that I've ever done. However, when you understand the game and you know how to get money, you're able to continue on even in the hard times because you know how to make money, right? You know how to make money and you know you'll always get money coming in because you know the game, right? You know the strategy. So does anybody have questions about this event? Who has questions about the event so I can answer these questions for you guys? Who's got questions? Questions. Who's got questions? Let me know in the comments if you have questions. Let me know in the comments who has questions so that I'm able to answer them. Let me see. There's a lot of people on this live, which is interesting. Not a millionaire, for those who are asking. I'm on my way to becoming a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire yet. But what I found that's very interesting on my millionaire journey, because I'm close, is that, you know, they throw... Now the big number is billionaire. Now billionaire. Actually, you know, IG is going to cut me off, guys, because it only lets me stay on for an hour. But I'll be on live again. But listen, get your tickets now if you want to come to this event. Men are welcome to come to this event. Pre-sale tickets are live right now. So make sure you get the pre-sale price, because after the 50 seats are gone, it's gone. Also, by midnight tonight, I'm ending the pre-sale. So today is a day for you to get access to the event at the pre-sale price. All right, guys? Invest in yourself. I promise you, when you invest in yourself, it is the best investment that you can give in yourself when you invest in yourself. Okay, guys? All right. So this is going to cut me off, and I don't want to lose you guys because IG only lets you stay on for an hour. I'm surprised it hasn't cut me off already, but let me answer your question real quick. As you're thinking about becoming a millionaire and as you're thinking about becoming a billionaire, I challenge you to really ask yourself why it's important to you. Why it's important to you for you to be a millionaire. Why is it important for you to even think about being a billionaire? Is it because you see it on social media and it just seems like, oh my God, like that's the goal that I need to hit. I need to hit that goal in order to know that I made it. Like, why is it important to you? And focus on that. Focus on why it's important to you, because for some of you, it might not be important to you. It might just be something that you're influenced by what you see on social media about what you should want, right? About what you should want, but it isn't necessarily what you want, right? So get clear on why it is that you would want to become a millionaire or a billionaire and focus on that. All right, guys, I challenge you to focus on that. Because that will help you on your journey to achieving that milestone, if that's a milestone for you, right? Because it doesn't mean that that's everybody's dream, right? You can be good making $500,000 a year, making a quarter mil of a year, right? 250,000. You don't need to make the milli, right? Because more money, more problems. Trust and believe. Okay. So just think about that and challenge yourself. You know, challenge yourself. Why is this important to me? Do I really want this? If I do, why? Right? Why? Why do I want this? If this is something you guys want. All right. I hope that was helpful. You guys, I hope to see you at the event. I cannot wait to have you join me at this event. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.